when I sort of was stumbling and bumbling around and could never really get it together, I thought, what am I doing wrong? Am I, is there something wrong with me, or am I sick? Am I crazy or something like that? And eventually I sort of thought, what it really is I've been attacking this like an amateur. I've been a weekend warrior, when I haven't taken it seriously enough. I haven't really committed. We talked before, André, about like once you commit, those unseen forces come to you. And I think that was a big breakthrough for me to say, I'm going to think of myself as a professional. Even though I might not be making any money, I'm going to think of myself as a pro, I'm J.D. Salinger, I'm Ernest Hemingway, whatever it is. Because like an amateur, when an amateur is confronted with adversity, an amateur folds. But a pro takes adversity in stride and goes for it. Like somebody like Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, they play hurt,
Yep.
They know, if I'm an amateur and I have a problem thing with my ankle, let me sit down but not Michael Jordan's not going to do that, and Kobe's not going to do that. And the same thing a pro shows up every day. Another thing about a pro as opposed to an amateur is an amateur worries about how they feel. It's like, oh, I don't feel like doing this today. But a pro doesn't give a shit about how they feel. They get up and they do it, no matter what. How I feel doesn't count, I've got a job to do, I got to do it. So, and once you kind of do that, make that switch in your mind and say, I'm a professional, it's really empowering. One of the things I talk about, I think it's in The War of Art, is like when I was in the screenwriting business, there's a thing that most screenwriters incorporate themselves. They don't have a contract, as themselves to do writing, but as their corporation, and the phrase is FSO, for services of. And so the idea of like incorporating yourself and thinking of yourself as, well, I'm General Motors, or I'm a business now, I'm not an artist that's going to fold if things get too rough, or I'm going to be such a prima donna or a diva that I'm not going to accept this. You're thinking of yourself, I'm a business, I'm incorporated, I got to pay taxes, I got a bottom line to do. Then that's a very empowering thing. Even if you just think of yourself that way, you don't literally incorporate yourself. So that's a really great way to think of yourself. I think the process of any creative thing, if you're a dancer, a photographer, whatever, it's like it goes on two tracks. There's this sort of airy-fairy side of it with the muse and the goddess and where does it all come from? And then there's the daily blue collar, sitting down, grinding it out, showing up to do the work every day, the pro side of it.
Yeah.
And the two go hand in hand.